So the second panel of the day, actually the panel is entitled Resolving Disputes Involving State and State Entities under ICC Arbitration. So we will discover the fairness, efficiency, and the transparency in international dispute resolution, international arbitration, with a focus on ICC arbitrations. So although our MC has already introduced our distinguished panelists, but please allow me to briefly introduce you again. So first of all, my name is Zhang Anran. So I'm the Deputy Director of ICC Arbitration at ADR, the ICC Dispute Resolution Services in North Asia. So on behalf of ICC, I would like to thank the organizers for the kind invitation and the wonderful arrangement for everyone. Thank you so much. So ICC, as the world's most preferred institution, we are providing the dispute resolution and provision services, and we see a dramatic growth of the disputes involving Pakistan parties. So in the past 10 and 5 years, respectively. So we also see cases that is seated in the city of Pakistan. So why we choose this topic to share? Because within the ICC experience, about 25% of our cases are involving state and state entities. So I think it is no better institution than ICC to talk about the state and the state dispute entities dispute resolution. So my distinguished panelist from my left hand is Mr. Mian Shares Javad. So he is a civil engineer turned English barrister at number 5 barrister chambers. So with a specialization in construction and energy law, acting as an arbitrator, mediator, and judicator, etc. So Sharis is also the founding chair of Charter Institute of Arbitrators, Pakistan branch, and also the TCC ADR Center. So now please allow me to introduce Mr. Mabari Sufi. So apologize again if any pronunciation for me is not correct. I will try to do better next time when I return here. So Mr. Sufi is an advocate of the Supreme Court of Pakistan and is also the managing partner of the ABS and Co. He is also the ICC court member representing Pakistan within the ICC Court of Arbitration. And before he served as a federal minister for law, justice, and parliamentary affairs, he also served as the chairman of the advisory council within the United Nations Human Rights Commission in Geneva. So then we have Mr. Wu Yuhong. So Dr. Wu is the senior partner at the Chengdu office of Deheng Law Firm offices. And his practice includes the cross-border investment, corporate compliance, inter-IP, dispute resolutions, and actually before practicing law, Dr. Wu is also a real doctor in the real life and also an IT professional for many years. So next will be Ms. Manaz Malik. And Ms. Malik practiced as an arbitrator and barrister from 20 Essex chambers in London. So she has over 23 years of legal experience in trade and investment, including serving as an arbitrator as a counsel in commercial and investment law matters. So last but not least, it's our honor to have Mr. Justice Muhammad Abdul Rahman, who is a judge at the High Court of Sydney. He was called to the bar from the Interchambers Temple in 2000 and began practicing law in 2001, and was involved as an advocate of Supreme Court of Pakistan in 2016. So during his period of practice, he also regularly teach in London. So welcome, and so let's start with our conversation. So I understand that we have about 1 hour and 10 minutes. So roughly now it's 1 hour and 5 minutes. So hopefully, you will enjoy our panel discussions rather than in this format. So first part, I would think to invite the speakers to to outline the landscape of the Pakistan-related projects involving state and state entities. So, Mr. Sufi, so could you share a really brief overview of the projects and the investment that made in Pakistan, those involving state or state entities? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sophie. I think you point out that within the project and investment involving state and state entities in Pakistan, that in the dispute clause sessions, ICC is one of the choices and maybe preferred choices, and it's really important. And please allow me to recall the first panel, which is focused on the CPEC. So I will maybe we invite our panelist, Mr. Wu, to any experience regarding the mega projects involving the state and state entities in Pakistan. So especially those from the Chinese SOEs, and also I assume that you have many clients that have the projects here in Pakistan. So I think you mentioned the point that for the legal practitioners, it's really it's still like a challenging somehow. But within the arbitration framework, I think one of the key factors that both the parties to negotiate contract as well as the parties to the dispute will consider is the enforcement of the arbitral award, as well as how the local court can play an incredible role in the arbitrations. So may I invite Justice Rahman to give a really general introduction on the role of the court to arbitration in the legal system of Pakistan. So what also, is there any links between the government approach and also the court approach towards the arbitration in this country? So now I think we have the general pictures about the projects, the clauses, and also the court perspectives. So let us turn back to focus on two specific procedures of arbitrations, or two types of arbitrations. So let me first invite Ms. Malik to share some observations about Pakistan-related disputes in international arbitrations, especially those involving the state as parties. So any major characters and any practical experience that you would like to share with us? I would say it's more than an answer to my questions. It's much like a really expensive and valuable advices from you. I think also to our participants. So now I think let's turn to specific contract perspectives. I assume that CPEC contract is something that is one of the hot topics for our conference and event in these 2 days. So Mr. Sharis, so you are also happy to share with me that you are now part of our national committee, ICC Pakistan task force on the CPEC. So could you to share with us that any framework of the CPEC contract in Pakistan, that what kind of disputes that they are being applied, and is there any model for the CPEC contracts? I think you point out really key issues that focus on the ICC arbitrations. And then let's just focus on the ICC arbitration from now on. So I think you mentioned that the seat of arbitration also, I believe that our distinguished other panelists also mentioned the seat of arbitration. Actually, within the ICC arbitrations, it was seated actually each year in more than 100 and around 120 jurisdictions. So it was seated in Pakistan as well. So it is not only that our headquarters is in Paris, it has to be seated in Paris. It is seated everywhere. I think that is really something that we can, I would say, is important factors. And added to that, there will be that the enforcement, the quality of the ICC award. So may I invite Justice to share more about the ICC awards, like how the current situations works for especially the ICC arbitration award to be enforced in Pakistan. So is there any potential systematic challenges or ongoing changes that is going on in Pakistan that ICC can also may help with in this process? And I think also within the ICC structure, I think one of the factors that the enforcement of the ICC award is never be an issue is because we have really internal case management process. So one of the key issues, one of the key function is through the ICC Court of Arbitration, which is constituted with one president and 196 court members across the world. So all these members will regularly meet every week, not every day, but every week, to meet with the cases to scrutinize the draft arbitration award. So may I invite Mr. Sophie to share your insight about the ICC scrutinized award, which can ensure the enforceability of the arbitral award of ICC. I think it's very valuable from the insight as a court member. So also now I would like to offering one opportunities to the participants who are in-house counsel. Actually, if you are in-house counsels, we are able to provide hybrid or in-person court session observations to know how ICC scrutinized award is working in the community. So if you are only for the in-house counsel, but not for the lawyers, so after the conflict check, so if you are interested, you are welcome to contact me or any of my colleagues to know better about the insider views. So I think if I may add one question to Mr. Wu, because we're talking a lot about the CPI contract, everything. So we know how it works, the enforcement system works in Pakistan, but how it works in China, for instance, if there is a Pakistan-China dispute that from CPI, for instance, and how it will be enforced in mainland China. And also we talk about the enforceability of the ICC arbitration award. Now I'd like to focus on the themes of the title of my panel, which is the fairness and efficiency of the ICC arbitration in resolving the disputes. So I think which is also another factors that the parties to the disputes really care about when they include arbitration clauses in their contract. So Manas, and how to measure the characteristics of the fairness and the efficiency when you're drafting the arbitration clauses or representing your case, and even being arbitrators, that when you present how you measure those characters when your decision-making process. And you talk about more on the fairness, so let's turn to the efficiency in particular. I would like to invite Sharis. So you know that in 2017, so ICC announced the expedited procedure to ensure that the efficiency of the entire process. So could you share some experience about how you see the efficiency, the importance of efficiency in the arbitration? Because actually some of the mega projects, as you mentioned, would be really time consuming for the parties. So how do you see that the importance of this efficiency and how ICC can achieve that goal? Yeah, thank you, Travis. I think you really point out one important point is the easy to reach for the institutions. So as you said, actually ICC has globally has 12 case management office located in all over the world, including Paris, including Abu Dhabi, including Hong Kong, Singapore, São Paulo, and New York. I think it's still remain the only institution that you have the case management office worldwide, which you can always easy to reach. Actually, in our Dubai, Abu Dhabi office, we have also one colleague who is also Pakistanis who attended our conference, I think, last year. So I think this is really the important concept and information you shared to the parties. And actually, I think some statistics that from my end that we can share. And according to Mr. Wu, it seems like ICC has a long way to work with you. So I think that for ICC, actually 25% of our cases are involving infrastructure and power energy. So this is something, and also for the applicable law, I think in ICC arbitration, we do have Pakistan law to be applied in the disputes, and also other laws as well, including Chinese law, including Singapore law, Hong Kong law, etc. So I think this is maybe something that I'm happy to share with you. So I received the notes from our conference committee that we have only a limited time, but in the end that we would like to have to do two things and for our participants. So one thing is that we would like to see the future, because we also see the senior judge of the Supreme Court of Pakistan, Justice Zhang, also who I was really honored to be received the day before yesterday in Islamabad, so has also encouraged arbitration and mediation respectively. So which is I would see as a great encouragement for the global community to Pakistan. So may I invite Justice to share more like what we'll see about the future of arbitrations in Pakistan, also Mr. Sophie, about the ICC's future role in the arbitration sense of Pakistan. I think this is exactly the exciting time, and also for the ICC to come to Pakistan, closer with Pakistan. I think that is also we need practitioners like you and our distinguished panelists and also the participants. So last but not least, from our international perspectives, just a really quick tips to our community here. So could you also Manas and also Mr. Wu, could you share like 1 or 2 tips to our practitioners, so how they manage international arbitration, how they do this business, how they improve these systems? Thank you. Be prepared. And I think also our participants will be prepared for our lunch first. So first of all, I think we want to thank the organizer again and also my distinguished panelists. So last year, ICC Court celebrated 500 years anniversary. So our centenary was held last year. So this is also the first year of our new centenary in the coming century. So we are really looking forward to invest more, to be closer with our Pakistan practitioners, Pakistan parties, and also be with our ICC National Committee, ICC Pakistan, closer and deeper. So I wish you really enjoyed our panel, and thank you very much. Thank you.